First of all, thank you so much for joining us for our Alumni Corner event. We really like to take time to speak with current students and our alumni to get an inside look into their experience of pursuing one of our Penn Engineering Master's programs and to give prospective students an idea of what it's like to be a Penn engineer. I was looking at some of your work experience, and you have really amazing work experience before starting your degree at Penn. Can you tell us a little bit about your career path and what made you decide to apply to the MCIT online program?
I'm happy to elaborate on my background. So I had a background in business, or I still have a background in business. I did a business major in my undergrad at the Ivy Business School in Canada. Um, and out of college, I worked in sales. So this is a role that focuses on customer success. The official title was account director, and I worked in that role for an IT research and advisory company. Think about Gartner. They do a lot of publications and research for professionals, and this company specifically does that for IT professionals. So my role there was to build strong customer relationships and make sure we build on top of that relationship and drive commercial success. Um, so a couple things that I learned in that role. First, I really enjoy client-facing work. And secondly, I'm very curious about technology because we sold a lot of services and research in IT. I always wanted to learn more. However, in that capacity as a account director, I was pretty limited in terms of making an impact for my clients. So I wanted to, learn more about IT so that I could be able to make a direct impact on the challenges and problems they were facing. So that was on the back of my head as I was working. And when I was in college, I always wanted to learn how to program. But with how my degree was structured, I didn't get the opportunity to take courses in programming. So all those things came together, during the pandemic. I had some time to reflect. And at that time, I came across the MCIT online program on Coursera. So, a couple things that caught my eye. The program is completely remote, so it allows for flexibility for me to plan my life and career around it. Um, and it's from Penn, so it's a very prestigious institution. So I just said to myself, I'm going to give it a shot and see if I get in. I didn't have a lot of high hopes, but I applied, I got some references and pulled together the application. I think in the time that I had was like a month or so, and I was really lucky that I got in. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process and journey leading up to my master's degree at Penn.
Awesome. Well, that is really inspiring, especially to have a bit of a career pivot like that. That's really cool. What do you like about the MCAT program? Are there any standout professors that you worked with or standout experiences that you can tell us about?
I have so many fun memories from the program. Some of the things I liked about the MCIT online program, from the academics, I feel that the program gave me a really solid foundation in computer science. The core courses really honed in on the underpinnings of this field. It really challenged me intellectually. It forced me to think like a computer scientist. And it was a shift in that mindset that gave me the confidence that I needed to work in a technical role, that which was my goal coming into the program after graduating. So I would say the program with its design really, gave me that confidence and that foundation. Um, Secondly, also academically speaking, the electives were really interesting. One example is that I took the courses in artificial intelligence and natural language processing um, just earlier this year. We're talking in 2023, so this is less than a year um, from when chatbots like ChatGPT and Bard were introduced to the public. So I really got a front row seat in learning about those technologies as the field was rapidly changing and, learning from the amazing faculty, Professor Chris Callison Birch. He's a very notable researcher in the field. So being able to learn about these topics as these technology were being um, used in different facets of society was just a very, very unique and special experience for me. So that was something that I really enjoyed when I was doing the program. Speaking about faculty, I talked about CCB, but I want to mention another professor that I really have a lot of respect for, Professor Buntao Lu. He taught me uh, the computer systems programming course, which is a core course in the MCIT program. Um, he's inspiring. He is very devoted to students and supporting them to succeed. But also he's really humbling. During my interactions with him um, as a student, I find that he's always willing to answer questions, willing to help. Later on, when I finished the course, I applied to be his teaching assistant. So I actually worked uh, under him for about a year, from like a teaching assistant all the way to being the head TA for that course. And it was also like a very unique and inspiring experience, getting the other side of uh, knowing the other side of how a master's level course is being offered, and supporting that logistically, um, and knowing how much time and energy faculty need to put in to make these courses available. Um, it just, my relationship with Boone is just really special. And I think I speak for a lot of students when I say that he's truly inspiring. So uh, that would be like the professors that had an impact on me.
Well, that is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And what a unique experience to be able to be a TA too. That is really great. My next question for you is, what are you doing now? What are your career aspirations? And do you think that this degree from Penn will help you achieve your goals?
Yeah. So you actually caught me at a very good timing. Um, I just accepted a job offer uh, last week to
Congratulations.
thank you. I'll be starting as a solutions consultant at a company called Truly You. So what solutions consultants are, basically they're a part of a sales organization and they're the technical experts of the product that they're selling and they help um, their the salespeople or the account executives, I should say, during the sales cycle to support prospective customers in understanding how a technical solution would solve their problems. So, you can probably already see how much impact this degree has helped me in getting into this profession because this is um, a career that requires you to not only have the technical know-how, but you also need to have the commercial and business acumen to do well. Um, and I think for my degree at Penn, that really made a huge impact in me being able to land this role in such a tough, challenging job market right now. Um, I should add that I did not know about this career path when I started at Penn. One of the amazing things about Penn and MCIT is that you meet a lot of amazing individuals in the program. And I learned about pre-sales through a classmate from the MCIT online program. We have a really vibrant Slack community, and there was a discussion around this career path in the jobs channel or the careers channel. And I, reached out to this classmate early on in the pro when I started the program, and I asked for some advice, and I asked to learn more about the career path, and found out this was a very good career path for me. So I, really focused on pivoting into this pre-sales career after I graduate from Penn. So um, yeah, just a lot of factors went into why I chose this career path. But I think during the interview process, there were questions related to um, like web APIs that required some level of understanding of the internet and networking, and those were topics that I learned in different classes, like the computer systems programming class or the network systems class that I took, and they really know that I'm someone who can get really technical. So yeah, Penn played a big part in me getting this offer, and it still feels a bit surreal as I say this because this was just last week, and I'm excited because I'll be moving to Vancouver in January to start this new role, and just excited. I'm just excited.
Well, congratulations again. That is so exciting, and good luck with the move and the new position. That's very inspiring for prospective students as well. So, do you have any advice for prospective students who may be hoping to apply to the MCIT online program?
Yeah, I was speaking to some uh, students who just joined the program recently, and there are some things that I shared with them, which I'll share now. I think as you're applying, I think the first thing you really need to know is the why. Why do you want a master's? I think for different people, there are different reasons, but um, I think this program specifically helps people without a technical background gain those technical skills in order to, either transition into a more technical role within your current company or make a pivot in careers. So having that strong why would help you in your personal statement. And I think that's what the admissions team look for is that strong why. So that's the first thing. Um, if you're, accepted, congratulations. Welcome to the community. I think the best advice I can give is to focus on learning. Um, we see, as a TA, also students who tend to um, focus too much on grades and get stressed out about, you know, being able to complete the program with the expectations they set upon themselves. And I think that's all fair. I think people who get accepted into the program are extremely motivated and are very smart. But for me, as I went through the program, which was took me 2 years and 8 months to complete, it's challenging. Don't get me wrong. It's not a walk in the park. It's supposed to challenge you intellectually. It will require you to put in a lot of hours. But if you go in with the mindset that, I want to learn something at the end of the day, that will take a huge weight off your shoulders, instead of fixating on, whether you get an A or, a certain grade, on that assignment or that exam. Um, and I think with that mindset, it will keep you motivated, to get through the program. The last thing I would say is to leverage the network at Penn and your peers, in the community. As I mentioned earlier, I learned about the pre-sales career through talking to a classmate, and that really speaks to the power of the network that now you're part of, and especially with the MCIT online program and the MSEDS program that you have now peers from all around the world in different industries, with different experiences. Reach out. I know it's probably challenging given it's a remote online setting, but I think um, you'll find that there are a lot of interesting people out there, and if you make the effort to reach out, it's often appreciated and reciprocated. So leverage the network. So those would be some of the advice I would give.
Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I mean, the network is incredible. I mean, the student network, the faculty network, and I think the office hours that are offered, all of that is just, you get from it what you put in, and so that's great advice. And then my last question for you really is there anything else that you would like to add that I didn't mention?
Yeah, you mentioned office hours. As a TA, I host office hours, so I know how much students need it, especially if you're stuck with bugs in your program and you just couldn't figure it out for the life of you. Leverage the faculty, leverage the TAs. They're always looking to help you, um, and don't be afraid to, uh, just ask for extensions, or life gets in the way. So we're all understanding, um, and we want to help you get through it. So I think that would be my advice, is to, when you're stuck, if you need extra time, support, always reach out.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us again for our Alumni Corner event, Jimmy. And to everyone who's watching, if there are any questions that you'd like me to ask our students or alumni, please send me a message or comment below, and I'll be sure to cover it in our next Alumni Corner event. Thanks again, Jimmy.
Thanks for having me.